If you're somebody that cracks your own neck, you'll want to see this. So I'm a chiropractor, I've been in practice for the past 10 years and I specialize in the neck, and I feel like I'm constantly telling people they shouldn't be cracking their neck. This isn't because I don't want them to adjust themselves because it's good for business, it's because it can be genuinely dangerous or cause problems. Over my years in practice, I've seen this multiple times where someone has had a problem in their neck, maybe they're feeling a bit of tension or tightness, they may do a few twists, a few cracks, they self-adjust, and then suddenly they have headaches, they have dizziness, or maybe they're having something extreme like facial pain or arm pain. For pretty much everyone I've ever seen who does this, it doesn't just start with them doing this once every few months. It goes from being once a day, to a couple times a day, to a couple times an hour. It becomes an obsession because they're not really correcting anything. It's actually pushing things further in the wrong direction. And even though I've been saying this to patients for a few years, recently I got taken by surprise. Working on some studies here in the practice that are going to go up for submission soon for publication, and when I was doing my research, going through some different references, I came across this study. While doing research for some of our upcoming studies about dizziness and Meniere's disease, I came across this paper. And in this case, like some of the ones I've seen in the past, this is where someone had some tension in their neck, they forced their neck into a certain position, did a force crack, and then they're experiencing dizziness. Down here it mentions about what we call cervicogenic dizziness. Essentially this means dizziness which is arising from the cervical spine, which is your neck. The good news is for this person, they went to see a chiropractor and they were able to correct what was happening and they were able to help them resolve their dizziness. However, it wasn't instant. Due to the potential damage that had been done prior to seeing the chiropractor when they were doing these self-adjustments, which for most people like I've seen isn't once or twice, some people are doing a few times a day, maybe more, sometimes a couple times an hour over weeks, months, sometimes even years, it can potentially create damage. So for this person, as we see here a bit higher up, it does say that after about 4 weeks of care, that's where symptoms had improved. And at the 6-month follow-up, that's where they had remained asymptomatic. So it's not just that they felt better and they got better, but because of the checks they were doing, they remained better afterwards. And I would imagine, hopefully, where they'd stop doing the self-adjusting, which is one of the instigating factors in the first place. And this is something that we see regularly here in the practice because more than 60% of the patients I see every single day are seeing of some level of vertigo, dizziness, or other balance-related problems. As shown by the study, this is not something where it's me or any other practitioner trying to stop someone from doing something that would be helpful for them. We want people to do things actively outside the practice which will help to speed up and complement their care. But something like self-adjusting, it doesn't come under that category. This isn't a stretch, this isn't an exercise, this isn't a new daily habit which could be beneficial to you. This is something which could genuinely make things worse. So if you are someone who self-adjusts, particularly for your neck, go get checked out by a professional, make sure that there's nothing dangerous happening, or go see a chiropractor so they can do a correction that you actually need.